In 2016, at 33 years old, I had everything going for me. I had a great job that I'm passionate about, 2 beautiful boys, one of which who had just been born the year prior, who brings so much happiness into my life. I had good health, and I was married. What I didn't know, though, was that on the outside, I was wearing a mask of happiness. And on the inside, there was a gaping hole in my soul that nothing could fill. Now, don't get me wrong. I wasn't depressed. Actually, far from it. I was very involved in my community and a supportive husband at home, or so I thought. So this isn't a story of I divorced my toxic ex and lived happily ever after. But this is a story of rediscovering and, more importantly, reclaiming my childhood bliss. What is bliss? Bliss is inexplicably extraordinary. It's magical. It's mysterious and invigorating. It's exciting. It's what lights you up. What makes you truly happy. And for me, I had lost that. I was born a first-generation American to immigrant parents from Mexico. And my mother has always been cleaned homes, even as a child and even up till now. My father, with an elementary school education, was a musician in Mexico, and here in the United States started a whole new career. And as a child growing up, so we didn't have a lot materially, but we had unconditional love. So I was a happy child. I had a great childhood. So what is it that really matters? It is that happiness that matters. And feeling that happiness, and we had music. So feeling that happiness, and as my father and my grandfather and my uncles would play, they played for family parties, they played professionally here once they got here, and I would just dance. We would dance, we probably danced before we could walk. And somehow along the way, that was lost. So this journey really, it made me dig deep into myself. It forced me to dig deep and really learn about where did I come, what were those learnings and where did I come from? So I was given the mindset from my family that once you get married, you grind it out. You make it work. And I did. I tried for 9 years. And as much as I wanted to live happily ever after, one day I realized that I had built a castle in the sky and that I would never live there. Having my children was life-changing. And seeing the effects that it had on them was the course-correcting marker that I needed to know that the path I was on, that was not my bliss. And that was not where we were going to continue going. So I had to update my mental map. I had to update what I had learned. I had to unlearn what I had learned. We go through life and we have society, we have our cultures, we have our parents, we have the media, everything telling us what is meant to happen. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to go to school. Education is amazing, of course. You're supposed to go to school so that you can get a good job, so that you can have a family, get a house, and live happily ever after. And what about when that doesn't happen? Then what do you do? What if that's not what you want to do? What if that's not what makes you happy? So all of those things compounded, and I had some decisions to make. I developed clarity and compassion for myself to reevaluate those key decisions that I had made in my life. And in reevaluating, I realized that I had taken detours. I had taken detours based on other people and not on myself. So the choice was clear to me. I had to make the choice to reclaim what makes me happy. And in doing so, it brought back the magic. It brought back the bliss. So bliss is attainable to everyone, to all of us, to each and every one of you here. But it's a choice. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of work, and it's an internal decision. So no one can make that decision for you. You have to choose it for yourself. And the first step for me to really change the trajectory was that. It was that internal choice, and then recalibrating. Recalibrating that mental map and reprogramming it to my standards, making it my policy to follow my own truths and not everyone else's. I had followed people's guidance long enough. And then I realized they're no better off than I am. So I developed these mantras, and I was fortunate that I had several master teachers. And one of them was, if a little is good, a lot is better. So if a little bit of bliss was good, a whole lot was a whole lot better. So I did. I started with things that made me happy, and I literally wrote them down. I made an inventory of what makes me absolutely blissfully happy. And I started doing more of it. It sounds simple enough. But with life, with children, with relationships, with jobs, we put it to the back burner. Where we shouldn't. In keeping this ball rolling of bliss and making it grow into something more, my life is magical now. And so my challenge to you is to make that choice. Make the choice of bliss. Do the work and transform your life. At the end of your life, your soul will ask of you, did you live your bliss? And how you answer is up to you. The cool thing is the universe leaves it up to us to make those decisions. So you're either going to say, oh yeah, and what a ride. Or, no, I was too busy pleasing others. The choice is yours. Choose bliss. Thank you.